we all know that Black women's hair is a culture in itself, right? We love our hair. There's so much power in our hair. There's laws around our hair. Our hair is very important to us.
We're gonna get better.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Inclusive Business Lab, the podcast. I am your host, Lakeisha Angelique, and I'm super excited about today's conversation. I'm super excited about every conversation, but today in particular, because we're going to be talking about winter hair care with my very own hairstylist, Bethany of Book by Me. So we all know that Black women's hair is a culture in itself, right? We love our hair. There's so much power in our hair. There's laws around our hair. Our hair is very important to us. So that's why I want to have this conversation about getting your hair ready for the winter and get some tips on taking care of your hair throughout the winter months. So Bethany, if you would like to introduce yourself and kind of tell us how you got into the hair care field and specifically curly hair.
Okay, so I'm Bethany. I'm from Kentucky. I've been in Tennessee for about 5 years now. I operate out of my own private salon. I've been licensed for about 6 or 7 years now, but I've always liked to do like my friends' hair and makeup and stuff like that. Even at a young age, I was really interested in the beauty industry. So that's kind of like how I got into it. It was just a natural interest. And then when I got into high school, that's when I started experimenting, doing my friend's hair, my friend's makeup, my mom's hair, my mom's makeup, that kind of thing. YouTube, teaching myself how to do stuff. Mm-hmm. And then once I graduated, I went to cosmetology school. I seen that there was a real need for curly hair specialists. Coming from a pretty not like, it's not a super diverse area.
You're like, I'm finding the words. I'm finding it.
Where I'm from is not super diverse.
Yeah.
And also even in recent years, wearing your natural hair has been like a more popular thing. So when I initially went to cosmetology school, it wasn't even initially to be a curly hair specialist. I like to say that my like clientele chose me and chose my specialty because I just wanted to do all kinds of stuff. But I feel like people naturally were drawn to me because I have curly hair. Yeah. So they would choose me versus a stylist that couldn't relate to them at all or look like them or had hair like them. And then they would go tell other people. And then when I moved to a slightly more diverse area, that's when it really like took off and I started to gear myself and brand myself like in that direction.
Yes. I remember growing up, I used to my hair straight now only because it's winter and I'm doing straight natural for the winter.
And the curls are still popping under the blowout.
Yeah, she did my blowout. But I would straighten my hair, put so much heat on my hair to get it straight. In the curl wax, I don't know if you remember the curl wax period where we were just like putting so much oil and stuff in the hair to keep it straight and
the LOC,
yeah.
the CO. Yeah.
Also, if I would wear it curly, like tons of mousse to try to freeze it and keep it. And I really didn't know. I honestly, it probably the last 5 years maybe started to really dabble in how to care for my natural hair and wearing my hair naturally because just being in corporate spaces and being in the military, having my hair straight was just easier, I guess. So I'm glad that I'm in this period now where I started this journey. And let me tell you something. When she says we're not in a diverse area, she's not lying, okay? Because I had to kiss a bunch of frogs to even find her. I don't even know how we connected, but
I think Jakara posted me. Probably.
You're right. Yes.
Probably right. Jakara posted me.
Yes. And
Kiss a bunch of frogs is crazy.
Yeah. Because I could post a picture like where I be joking, like they would jack my hair up, and I'll try to insert it here where I went to a curly supposed specialist, and my hair was so ugly I wanted to cry, and I definitely wouldn't let them get near my head with some scissors. So it was so refreshing to find you. You're so personable, and like I posted the other day that it's like a therapy session at getting your hair. That's like a 2-for-1 over here because I'll be just in there like, girl, let me tell you what happened since the last time I was here.
And I'll be ready every time.
And it's always something because I'll be doing the most. So you said your clientele chose you versus you choosing that specialty. And congratulations also on having your first lecture and going to the
I know
school
that
and
was so
teaching.
fulfilling. Yeah.
Yes. So let's introducing this education into the
Mhm.
beauty space.
Mhm.
Period. Like I think all hairdressers should be well versed in all hair. So why do you think that's missing out of even the curriculum?
Okay, so you have to know how to do it to
Mhm.
teach it.
Yeah.
So because us as a society is changing to where we do like more accepting of natural hair, you have to have the stylists who are actually passionate about it, actually good at it, and of them who want to be educators and of them who are good educators.
Yeah.
So there's a lack of even stylists that specialize in natural hair and are passionate about it. So that limits how many people are actually going to educate. So I think as like the trend grows and it becomes like a more widespread popular thing, then you will have people like me who do want to go in and do some type of education. But honestly, I think it's just the lack of having people that know what
Yeah.
they're doing
Yeah.
and want to be an educator, that want to go to like different schools and stuff like that. But I do see it going that direction. Unfortunately, I do feel like the negative side of that is when you do encounter the frogs, like you said, because people try to capitalize on the fact that, oh, they're like, oh, this avenue seems like a good, like good money. So
Yes.
let me just say I can do this, use these buzzwords, curly cuts, you know what I mean, and get people in, and then they charge you like a stylist that is actually like mastered in what they do, and then you come out with a botched cut.
Yeah, that is another thing. Let's roll back to the stylist and one, all the rules and all of the things, kind of the state of stylist, but also you hit the nail on the head with the capitalization of
Yes.
the curly hair market, right? When I
Mm-hmm.
started looking, we are in a little town, 45 minutes from Nashville, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
figured like if I went to Nashville, it might be a little better to find more diverse people. Still wasn't the it wasn't the move. It wasn't the move.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a curly cut was for the initial appointment $400.
Yep.
400? Are you crazy? For $400, I better have like some extensions down to my
That's
knees
what I'm talking about. I
that are gonna
know.
last for a year. Like it is crazy. I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, and if you get on TikTok and you start, following all these curly specialists, like you will
Yeah.
see like because their books get booked up and everything, they
Months.
really do capitalize off of, you know, the limit, how
Yeah.
limited it is, and start charging
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Like the fact that I was about to get on a plane and like fly to New York to get my hair done because that's how bad it is here
Yeah.
is insane. But so let's talk about that a minute with all the rules. I feel like you have rules that are it's normal,
They're pretty
right?
common. They're like the
Common.
basics, just to like cover me and cover my client.
Yes,
You know what I
have
mean?
a fee to make sure your time is not wasted, right? To
Mm-hmm.
book, um, preventing scams, all of those things. You actually wash hair, which is kind of rare these
Yeah.
days, apparently, and all of those things. Why do you think we have even gotten here? Like before, the salon used to also be a place to gather for Black women. That's just how it
Yeah.
was and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like the bane of our existence. Like it's such a hard search to find someone
Mm-hmm.
who can care for your hair the proper way and doesn't have all these ridiculous and canceling on you at the last minute. Everybody talk about those hey boo texts that they get
Mm-hmm.
at the last minute or
I've
not
been
releasing
hey
the
booed,
address.
so I
What do you think
understand.
has happened?
I don't think people like doing hair. I think they like making money. So
Yeah.
there, if you're like, I love what I do. Like I want to be at work. Like I want to be at the salon. Like when I'm not there, like everybody needs their little break, no matter how much they love something. But even once the vacation's over, like I'm ready to get back and see my
Yeah.
clients. I also have like very personable relationships with my clients. So like I be busy, y'all. I think other people just are like, I can make a lot of money doing this, so I don't really care if you don't come. Like, it's about the money. It's not about, oh, I want to make this other woman like feel beautiful. I want to show her how to do her hair. It's just getting them in, getting it out, getting them out. You know what I mean? And I think also sometimes certain stylists they pick and choose their favorites because they think that's who's gonna give them. Like everybody's a clout chaser. So they like to they play favorites. But I think personally, the people that you think has like a platform or you think is like whatever you think about them that's going to give you the clout, it's not even really those people.
Yeah.
It's your regular people who have like a 9 to 5 or a small business. Like word of mouth is so powerful.
It is.
Those are the people that are just going to go through their everyday, regular day and go tell people about you or like post about you. And those are going to be actual loyal clients. The other people that they are like cutting corners and squeezing in, and that's why you're getting canceled because they want so and so to come in. They're probably not even going to tell anybody, and they're probably going to go to someone else afterwards. You know what I mean? Like, so I definitely ride for my loyal clients, my returning clients. But I really think it's just people are money driven. They're not like passionate about what they do. Cause when I swear I get really sick maybe once a year and my stomach be dropping having to tell people like, girl, you have to wait like a couple days to get in. I be having some pretty negative responses sometimes, but my people who know me, they're like, girl, it's cool.
Yeah.
But I think it's
if I ever gotta like, hey, I'm sick or can we reschedule, I would not go to like,
you'd be like, this girl's really sick.
Yeah. I would definitely. And that's what, as a diversity consultant, that's kind of one of the things I talk about with people who are afraid to talk or to step into allyship and all of this. They're like, I don't want to get canceled, blah, blah. And I'm like, if you are really trying and people know that you are trying, if you make a mistake, people are more likely like, oh, that's out of her character. That's not something that she typically does. So they're more willing to forgive. And I think it's the same thing with the hairdressers. But when you start off on BS, like you send me this long list of like, don't bring no extra people, don't bring no kids, which again, understand all of that stuff. Gotta pay a deposit or all of it up front and then don't release the address. Like there's so many scams out there. There's a group here that they stay getting. I was like, why do y'all even book out this group at this point? Because they are literally just taking your money.
They give scam anyway.
Yeah. So I understand the both ends. Like they probably have gotten burned, one or two times before. But yeah, you're right. Word of mouth is everything. Cause when somebody say curly, like my hair, my ears peak up and be like, you got to go to Bethany. Like you can't go to nobody else. The amount of times you get tagged in groups when somebody say anything about curly hair is crazy. And it'd be funny. Cause sometimes I think that, like, all hair, like it's, all curly hair and everything. And there's some others who only know white curly hair, right? And then somebody will post like me will post me like, oh, I'm looking for a curly spares, and one of them will be like, oh, I do curly hair. Not that kind of curly hair. No, thank you.
Respectfully.
Yeah, no, thank you. And sometimes I'll be like, do you do ethnic hair? Like you gotta straight up ask, like, do you do ethnic hair here? And they're like, oh, we have one stylist. Let's say. Oh, so it's getting cold and people, when the fall came, people were talking about, becoming straight natural and just caring for your hair throughout the winter. What tips do you have for like winterizing your hair?
As far as like straight natural, curly natural, both?
Both. Yeah, let's go with straight natural first.
So straight natural, like definitely, I feel like people don't do enough with the pre and the post of actually putting any heat on their hair, or they're using like too much heat. So I'm sure you pay attention to when I do your hair. I use like 3 things that got heat protectant in it before I even touch your hair. So I'm using the Kenra blowout cream. That's gonna prevent like your hair from getting frizzy. It has its own little bit of heat protectant in it. I use the Kenra blow dry spray. That cuts down on blow drying time, has its own little heat protectant in it. And then I use the Color Wow anti-humidity spray. So that's gonna keep your hair from reverting if it gets a little wet in air, you know what I mean? And so that has its own little heat protectant in it. So I'm using like 3 things to protect your hair and to reduce you having to do any kind of touch-ups before I even touch the hair. A lot of times, like when I ask my clients who use heat on their hair that have heat damage, they'll be like, they're either using nothing or they're using like Tresemme, like the red and black bottle, or the Garnier.
I got that under the cabinet.
I'm like, that's doing like absolutely nothing. Nothing for you. And it's all about like the blow dry too. Like the smoother you can get the blow dry, the less heat that you have to use with your straightener. I usually don't crank mine up above 400 as well. Doesn't matter really the hair type, and then people taking the time to learn how to use like heatless curlers, because I know that's what you use, and it keeps the blowout look, and you don't have to really like touch up anything. That really keeps down on heat damage because you're only applying heat that first initial time. So that would be my recommendations. Make sure you're using like quality heat protectant. Don't be scared to like stack some stuff. I know I will say, as far as like the Kenner blowout cream, a little bit goes a long way with that. The color wow, you can be heavy handed with that. It actually tells you to be heavy handed with it. So you can put a coating on your hair. As far as curly hair, just moisture, moisture, moisture. So including some deep conditioning into your wash day routine. I like the Oidad deep conditioner, and then Mazzani has a moisture fusion conditioner. They have like a lot of slip, and they're super thick. I offer like steaming treatments at the salon. That's something you can do at home too. You can get like a little cheap tabletop like facial steamer, maybe like $25-$30 from Amazon, and that's gonna really like help open up the cuticle, let the moisture penetrate. And when you rinse with cool water, it's gonna lock it all in. But just trying to keep some moisture in the hair would be like my biggest recommendation. Don't let your hair dry out.
I think too, learning about your hair, because I had to text you and was like, what kind of hair what kind of hair I got? They talk about numbers and density
and
and all of this stuff. I don't know any of that. And so it's hard to find products if you really don't even know your hair. And so how can they figure out what type of hair they have? I've seen all kinds of stuff on put in a piece in water.
In the water, the porosity test. So there's like there's so many elements to look in when we're talking about like curl type, because the 2A, 2C, 4C, that whole debate, that is only one piece of what your curl is. That's your tightness, because you could have the tightness of 3C, but you have fine hair. Your hair is not going to look the same as someone with the same hair tightness, but a different density or a different porosity. So you kind of got to, and then you can have multiple different types of curls in your head. So I usually try to tell people what their porosity is, their density is, and if they're in the 2 family, 3 family, 4 family, because it gets a little sticky, because nobody has like one curl pattern in their head. That is very, very rare for me to see. So you can do the porosity test, but even that, you can have different porosities in your hair. Of course, you're going to have, like a main porosity for your hair, but I would cater more towards your porosity and density than even your curl type. But that's like 3 different things that you have to look at to even begin to pick out which products that you want to use for your hair. Some people, I will have to like even go in with an extra product in certain sections, just because that curl pattern is different, but it's not going to suit for me to do like their whole head.
Learning so much. Like I think, and that's a part too, that you educate your clients too, so that they can care for their hair at home. And I think that our hair, like I said at the beginning, is such a personable part of us. And like when you're depressed, like we don't comb our hair and things like that happen, right? So it's a part of our self-love journey. And when you get your hair done, you just, you feel like you can have on,
you look good, you feel good.
Yes. So I think it's so important for us to, have that dedicated person that kind of gets us in that space. At least, affordability, of course, is a thing, which another thing I actually absolutely love about you, that my budget is in it. My hair in the budget, because that's something that I'm not willing to give up if it's coming to get my
I do think that I'm really affordable. Like I don't really have people ever complain about my prices. I'm sure they might complain in their own time, but it's on the booking link. So nobody act surprised when you get here and ask for total, because it's on the booking link. You paid $25 before you got here. But I do get comments that I am really affordable, or like that I should raise my prices. I do kind of have the mentality that everybody deserves to get their hair done, but like on their budget, not like in my pockets, you know what I mean? So like I'm willing to work with people's budgets and tell them what service that they can get realistically from me. I do offer Afterpay as well, so you can buy anything in four payments. So there's no excuses.
And that's what it means to be a real business owner, right? You ain't asking nobody to cash app you or any of that stuff, right? You got your business set up in a way that you can cater to a lot of different audiences and have payment options available, so that anybody can sit in your chair and come and feel beautiful. So as per usual, I have enjoyed our conversation. It's the time always flies when we're together. What to close? What kind of takeaways do you have about some practical ways to take care of your hair at home, or just to make yourself feel good if you can't in between those appointments?
So I'm gonna plug my ebook in here. I have an ebook, and it's literally like the basics, for beginners, for people who are just getting into wearing their natural hair, or if you have children who have curly hair and you don't. And it's gonna tell you a basic wash and go, a basic wash day, a basic wash and go style, and how to sleep with your hair and how to diffuse your hair. But some key like takeaways would just be definitely clean scalp, keep it detangled, keep it moisturized, protected when you sleep. If you don't take away anything other than that, because if you don't have a healthy scalp, then your hair is not going to grow. If your hair is not moisturized, your ends are going to break. And if you don't protect it while you sleep, it's going to break on that cotton pillowcase. Get a silk pillowcase or a bonnet, please, and keep it moisturized.
Like I felt all the things I was doing right before getting into my hair. Never used to wrap my hair.
And now it's flourishing.
All of it. But it's growing, like, because I will again post pictures of like before and after. My hair has grown so much. We did the chop because I had let somebody play on my face, and colored my hair, and it damaged it, and it wouldn't curl anymore. So my hair has really grown in, like, it's been a year. It's over a year at this point now that I've been going to you. So I'm excited that I've found somebody, and to see like where my hair, I'm not going to cut it. I have a habit of cutting my hair just like you. Like, I'll go into this is off.
Yeah.
I'll go in there, her hair's down her back one day, and the next month I come back and she has a so I'm being unafraid of cutting, because it's going to grow back, right? You have those healthy steps. So I'm going to see how far we can go and how long it can get. And I can't wait to go back to curly, to show that you can be straight natural and go back to the curls, because that's one thing we check on every appointment. When you put the water on it,
that be looking juicy.
Making sure the curls is juicing. So yeah, I'm so happy that we were able to connect outside of the salon and learn more about you, your business, your journey, and look forward to, of course, sitting in your chair again. I'm going to link all the ways to get in contact with Bethany and book an appointment in the show notes, as well as a link to her ebook, because I think everybody needs that ebook. I'm probably going to get a copy of the ebook as well, because just education is everything. If you haven't been in my platform in a while, I believe the solution to every problem is getting educated in some shape, form, some way. So
knowledge is wealth.
Yes. So again, thanks for being here and sharing.
You're very welcome. I enjoyed it.
And of course, so when those seasons change again, we'll bring her back for the summertime.
Sounds good. That's a fun one in the South for sure. Yeah. Trying to find that summer routine.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you on the next episode.
Either way, we're gonna get better.